Hi, my name is Matthew Jester, just making a quick video here going over what hypnotic seals are. So I have my certificate of completion here just for my hypnosis course showing that I'm certified in hypnosis and I'm competent in the field. And we'll go ahead and get started with the introduction. Please watch my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. I'll leave a link in the description. I'll also leave additional links in the description of other relevant videos. I've been abused with hypnosis, and my ability to speak is being inhibited with hypnosis, which is why I have to read everything when I make videos. If you notice me stuttering, speaking slowly, being unable to speak clearly, or any other difficulty speaking, I explain how this is being done to me in my video, Hypnosis, Abuse, and Speech Inhibition. Also, I will be raising my left finger whenever the hypnosis is inhibiting my ability to speak so that I can point out the hypnosis inhibiting my ability to speak without interrupting myself in videos. So please pay attention to my body language when I raise my finger because you're most likely going to be able to notice the hypnosis. Alright, so going on with hypnotic seals, for clarification, hypnotic seals are very real hypnotic methods. Even if the concept itself sounds mythical like a curse or a spell, it is not. In this video, we'll discuss a concept in hypnosis called a hypnotic seal, or even simply known as a seal. Hypnotic seals are post-hypnotic suggestions or hypnotic commands designed to inhibit, prevent, or interfere with hypnotic inductions and or various aspects of the process of hypnosis. Hypnotic seals are most commonly designed to prevent future hypnotic induction in general, or sometimes by specific people. Hypnotic seals are oftentimes used unethically, although can be used for ethical purposes such as protecting a vulnerable individual. I have involuntarily had an extensive elaborate and relatively discreet hypnotic seal imposed on me in an attempt to prevent me from reversing the abusive and dangerous effects of hypnosis that were forced upon me. I've never found or heard of any incident where a hypnotic seal was not able to be broken, or in other words, a hypnotic seal that completely inhibited the hypnotic process and or induction. Hypnotic seals are not common knowledge as there is a significant amount of hypnotists and hypnotherapists that have never heard of a hypnotic seal or encountered a hypnotic seal. Although there is a substantial amount of hypnotists and hypnotherapists that are familiar with hypnotic seals that used unethically can be absolutely terrifying for victims, including myself, especially with the lack of knowledge or limited knowledge on the subject. I'm not aware of any studies conducted regarding hypnotic seals and exactly how much information is currently available regarding hypnotic seals, although I wouldn't be surprised if research and or information is very limited due to seldom occurrences of hypnotic seals and ethical implications that would be involved in research. I'm not certain of the reliability and validity of the resource of information I am referencing, although the general concepts seem to be correct and logical and the detailed information seems accurate and reliable based entirely off my current experience with the hypnotic seal used on me. Hypnotic seals can be cued and or triggered by specific words such as hypnosis, or cued and or triggered in the context of specific situations or circumstances such as when speaking to a hypnotist or whenever hypnosis is being induced. Some examples of the behavior elicited using hypnotic seals to prevent hypnotic induction include opening eyes, standing up, yelling or shouting, profusely swearing, uncontrollable laughter, uncontrollable crying, aggression, nausea, vomiting, anxiety or panic attacks, sweating, intense itchiness, sensations of hot or cold, and several more. There are multiple tactics hypnotic seals utilize to prevent hypnotic induction, including interrupting the process of hypnotic induction, distracting attention during hypnotic induction, various methods of sabotaging successful hypnotic induction, interrupting trance states, preventing the hypnotist from successfully executing a specific component that comprises a hypnotic induction and making the hypnotist feel uncomfortable or unsafe hypnotizing the individual, especially if the hypnotist is unfamiliar with hypnotic seals. A very specific example of a hypnotic seal was instructing the individual to continuously remove an article of clothing each time a hypnotist would proceed with the next step of a hypnotic induction until the hypnotist would stop. There are also a variety of methods and techniques designed to break a hypnotic seal or depotentiate and counteract a hypnotic seal. Some examples of methods used to break a hypnotic seal are indirection, which is using a hypnosis without informing the individual that hypnosis is being induced, and using indirect terms and language patterns, which works very well when hypnotic seals are triggered by specific words or phrases because the seal is never cued during the induction. Regression, which involves guiding the individual back in through time before the seal was ever imposed on the individual, using multiple hypnotists to facilitate the hypnotic induction, using inductions that focus attention on the kinesthetic modality, which prevents the individual from being distracted during the induction. I also have undeniably profound evidence of a very specific hypnotic seal that was used to sabotage and inhibit hypnotic induction, a recording of a hypnotherapy session that I will elaborate in detail in another video that I will make, and I will post a link in the description. Wow, this is horrible. I mean, that doesn't make sense that I would have to try to yell it, right? At all. I mean, I'm being abused extensively with hypnosis. This is serious, like, and especially because my speaking is so inconsistent in all the videos. Some videos I'm doing very well. Other videos I'm not able to like hardly speak at all, and it has no correlation with any form of other logical explanation other than hypnosis. Anyways, thanks for watching the video. I'm going to go ahead and make it again. This was actually a pretty decent example as well of, sorry about that, of you know, the speech inhibition from hypnosis, as well as specifically, really specifically, how it inhibited my speech during the first like few minutes of the video. Nah, man, I'm not doing that. Um, like so like I'll just also clarify here real quick. I'll read a comment. You are doing a form of hypnosis by waving your finger on us, the viewers, as we watch your video about hypnosis. Master troll level stuff, since the troll programmed you to do this to us. Rapid eye movement while listening to rapid fire verbal commands. Yep, this is military style MK Ultra. Uh, well, I mean, like, of course, like, none of it's necessarily intentional, but also the fact that I'm, like, raising my finger and everything along those lines, like, Um, it doesn't seem like it's a form of hypnosis by any means, and I am just typically speaking fast, actually. So, to be honest, most of it is just like a coincidence. It's not exactly like a hypnotic technique, just breaking down what it is, because I used to work at a call center, so I always used to speak fast. That has nothing to do with the rapid fire verbal commands or anything along those lines, because they're not commands. And then in regards to the finger thing, I mean, like, it is attention grabbing, but also the fact that, like, like, I mean, just tearing apart what you're talking about specifically. Um, like, if that would be able to be used in an Ericksonian, like, into sorry about that. Hypnosis is really inhibiting my ability to speak right now. If that would be able to be used to implant suggestions with Ericksonian hypnosis, and well, I mean, like, I mean, the finger thing can be used like as an eye fixation induction, but that's typically an instant induction and completely different than Ericksonian hypnosis. Um, it's more of like an ideomotor signal than anything. Ideomotor is basically like a nonverbal or like a physical form of communication. So, like, oftentimes in some hypnotic inductions, like the Dave Ellman induction, though, the hypnotist will have you raise your finger, um, like your right finger for yes, your left finger for no, and like when they ask you questions, you lift your finger. So, and I mean, that's also kind of where the idea stemmed from in the first place of using an ideomotor signal during my videos. Well, I always talk fast naturally. Um, like I said before, just I used to work at a call. I used to work at a few different call centers actually, so that's just how I always did, like, my phone calls at work. But rapid eye movement, I mean, like, that's typically you're gonna typically see that after an induction, and that's gonna be in the subject and not like the facilitator. So I'm not entirely sure. This was the technique done to us in in my military training while active duty in U.S. Navy. Rapid eye movement back and forth is hypnotic and sets this suggestion down very deep. I mean, like, that's you would usually see that it's actually more like eyelids flickering instead of like rapid eye movement specifically, although they look very similar. And yes, the human givens theory does state that hypnosis is an artificial method of accessing the REM state. So I see what you're referencing there, but like, that's rapid voice, and well, I mean, it can overwhelm the critical faculty and the critical factor. I mean, David, um, You mean the pocket watch? If you're talking like a pocket watch or stopwatch, because a stopwatch is a completely different thing, kind of like a timer, or like timing how long it would be, and typically that's not exactly necessary. Uh, Hold on, I'll read your comment because I'm recording another video too at the same time. I understand the purpose of your rapid voice. I've been listening. I'm just saying you yourself are now a victim becoming a perp by hypnotizing us. It's a joke, but not. That's why they use a stopwatch while doing hypnosis. So I'll go ahead and answer. Like typically it's a pocket watch, not a stopwatch, because it's a dangling watch. A stopwatch is kind of like a timer or like timing how long something is, like when you're running or exercising. And the pocket watch is actually just to focus your eye attention. And yes, it is swaying back and forth. It's called eye fixation. It is a specific hypnotic technique for induction. Whoops. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Uh, hmm. Well, I am. I can also clarify. I could clarify in my videos to make sure to pay attention to my facial expressions and body language, and not just stare at my finger throughout the videos, if that would be helpful. Because I see what you're saying there. I mean, it's not very common to do this kind of thing unintentionally. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so I don't think I really have to worry about that very much. But I do understand what you're saying with like the kind of like zoning out, staring at a finger or something like that. So like I can add that into the introduction. I mean, there were a couple of things that I wanted to add here as well, actually, real quick, and I can go ahead and do that. Let's see. I don't know if I have a pencil here. Well, a couple of things I wanted to just edit real quick. Rad. What's that mean? No, that's different. That's RAS. All right, and let me see. I'm gonna make another video here in a moment. I'm almost done. There was something else I wanted to do. It was just talking about the hypnotic seals right here. Distracting. No, it was preventing. There we go. There we go. Just want to add that ing there, and then should be good to go. Oh, I need to add that as well. Try not to fixate your attention on my finger. Click on rad thumbs up. You get what I'm saying. The original hypnotist is Master Troll. As you try and show what happened to you, he programmed the finger movement, thus hypnotizing all who hear the message. Master Troll stuff. I mean, like, people can be very sneaky like that. And yeah, I mean, I could kind of see it being possible. Like, not. I mean, it's a lot more of like a subliminal thing, and the suggestions most likely wouldn't exactly stick very well, I don't imagine. That's not good. If the end result of the perp's actions is to increase non-water drinking in you, and the earth, it worked, now I can't drink water. Um, yeah, it's definitely a concern. I mean, like, trying to think. I like what I would notice would be like, so with specifically me, they kind of hypnotize me to feel like I wouldn't feel the sensation or the urge to drink water, and then like they use very specific techniques that they specified on me, like also feeling euphoria, and then like feeling that it would stop, or like feeling unpleasant trying to drink water, operant conditioning. um so I mean, like, if you notice that you have like the difficulty and everything like that, it's it's all psychological and you can overcome it. And I mean, I imagine that eventually you should be able to just overcome, like, sorry about that. The hypnosis is really inhibiting me right now while I'm trying to talk. Um, you should be able to overcome that pretty quickly, and your unconscious mind should be able to forget about it relatively easy, I imagine. I mean, I don't know how long you've been having the issue and how severe it's been either. So, like, if it's like a serious problem, I mean, feel free to talk to me, and we can try to see what we can do about that. Because, like, I would hate to have that happen to somebody on accident. I know that I've been saying that a lot during my videos. Um, so, like, let me know and keep me updated on how you're doing with that. Like, because I mean, I've been like, mine was much more direct style, post hypnotic suggestion, so it lasted very long. But with what you're referencing, I mean, it's typically kind of probably going to be a more short term thing, unless it's repeated a lot, which, I mean, I'm sure you've watched a lot of my videos, so it could have been, which is called reinforcement. But I mean, just trying to break that habit. And I mean, if you still experience difficulty, I don't know how long you've been experiencing it. So if it's an actual problem, then I mean, we'll have to try to figure something out for you. Um, and if you get over, if and if you're not experiencing the problem, I mean, great. We don't have to worry about that anymore. I'll make sure to specify not to fixate attention on my finger. Um, and to pay attention to my facial expressions and body language. Try not to fixate your attention on my finger. Whoa, about a week ago? That's not good. Um, well, I mean, it's definitely possible. It's most likely going to be a result of repetition, to be honest, as well. And, I mean, also with the eye fixation aspect, I mean, uh, that's something that typically, would happen, like, it's something that typically doesn't happen unintentionally, just with the way that it works. Because, like, without telling the person, like, their eyes are getting tired or sleepy, or, their eyelids are getting heavy, then, I mean, it doesn't exactly elicit the same reaction or effect. Um, and I mean, like, of course, if you're aware of that, yeah, it should help a lot more. Sorry, the hypnosis is really inhibiting me. It's like the hypnosis won't allow me to really wrap my mind around your situation. So, I'm also trying to think of how my videos were for last week because I only started doing the finger thing for the last like few days. Um, and you know, like I understand like repetition of suggestion and reinforcement and everything along those lines. And I mean, if it's something along those lines, that's typically something that's easier to overcome and gonna be most likely just more temporary than you know like a direct suggestion. So, I mean, keep me updated. I mean, if you have any more difficulties, uh, you know, like in the say, like I don't know how long you've been aware of it either. So just keep me updated on how long it's been happening. I mean, keep me updated. Like, let me know by the end of the day if you're doing better. And let me know. Like, sorry, hypnosis is really inhibiting me right now. Let me know that you're like if you're doing better or not. And if you're not, then we'll have to figure something out for you. I haven't actually tried to use my certificate yet for any type of imposing inductions or suggestions yet, to be honest with you. So, I mean, like, I understand the concepts, but I'm not, I'm not too worried about it as well because I do understand the concept. So, I mean, with something like repetition and being aware of it, it's not exactly going to elicit this exact same effect because it's not going to bypass a critical factor or critical faculty. If you watch the video, that I made about what is hypnosis, then I mean, you should be able to have some ideas. I'm pretty sure you probably watched quite a few of those. I know that you watched a majority of my videos, so. Okay. I mean, is it difficult at all? I mean, like, really, like, yeah, I mean, there is the aspect of rapport and everything along those lines. That this was just an online course. Um, but at the same time, like, you know, with eliciting a stronger suggestion, but that's typically gonna elicit the stronger effect when you're consciously aware that a hypnotist is trying to, you know, impose like a give you a suggestion. Sorry about that. Anyway, so hmm, can't drink a whole glass one drink without choking, but I take a lot of sips. Okay, that's definitely not good if you've never had a problem with it before. Um, I mean, you could also try to practice like just you know taking bigger sips and bigger gulps and everything along those lines. Um, when did you find out? That's what I was trying to ask too, but I kind of got distracted, so I apologize about that. Okay. So yeah, let me know by the like I mean, I know that you said like you're sipping water and everything along those lines. You know, it try to just like take bigger and bigger sips gradually and see if like the feeling subsides and everything along those lines. If you have any more problems, oh, okay. So I'll go ahead and just repeat it. So what I was saying was just try to take bigger sips and bigger sips gradually. And I mean, if the difficulty remains or if you keep choking while you're trying to drink water, let me know. We'll try to get something figured out for you as soon as possible. Because I understand like the concern there. That's really serious. And if you don't have any difficulty, then great. Happy about that. But just let me know. Like try to let me know by like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. All right. Anyways, feel free to send me a direct message too if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video now, but thanks for watching, alright?